Hi, my name is Robert Quinzel. I live in Chillicothe, Ohio, and I'm a 2016 presidential candidate. I stood up for my grandkids and my children and their children, and your grandkids and your children and their children. I stood up for the people. I know over in Charlotte, the demonstrating that's going on, the protesting, you guys are loitering, you're destroying property. And that's not a way to get heard. And similar things is what's happening in front of the cops that people see, and then the cops get the blame. I understand that if somebody's reaching for something, what do you do? I don't know, because I'm not a police officer, and I'm not every day approaching people that could be killers or have weapons. And I think that if you want to be heard, you have to do it peacefully, your protest, and then people listen. But they're not going to listen to violence, because that's one thing the United States is totally against, and that's violence and killings. If you want to matter, you want things to sometimes go your way, if not half of the time, if not all the time, is vote me in. Let's beat the two runners that we have right now, the two nominees for president. Let's vote me in, because I want to put the people in the seat. I want to use your ideas. I want you to be as important without the protesting. I want you to be as important without the violence, without destroying property. And that's what the people in the United States want. They want to be involved. They want to count more than just a vote every 4 years that really don't even count. It's electoral votes that count. I want to get the Common Core out of our schools. They're uneducating our children. That's coming from the government. Them are government schools that's got this Common Core going on. I got a 5th and a 6th grader, and we can't even do their math with them because the teachers are telling us they don't know how to look on YouTube. So, anywhere you go, rather what profession, you've always got a couple of bad apples. But it doesn't make every cop bad, and it doesn't make every teacher or every lawyer or every coach, etc., or every dad or every mom bad in the country. Just like if you get a Muslim that drops off a bomb or a Pakistan that drops off a bomb or anybody, that doesn't make them all bad. And I want to tell you now, it's not just black and white and Mexicans and Hispanics and Pakistan and Philippines, just anybody foreign or us in the United States. We're all equal. We all have jobs to do. We all have families. We all have certain criteria that have to be met. I think that everybody's a hero. I understand that the soldiers are heroes, and I agree with you 100%. But we got teachers that are heroes. We got nurses. We got doctors. We got police officers. We got, other professions that get overlooked. I just don't want to say the wrong thing, and I don't want to say, I don't want to give anybody kind of mixed up emotions. I don't know all the answers. But what I do know is that with the people's help, I can put this country back together. With the people's ideas. I'm running as independent. And I am a presidential candidate. And you can vote for me. Okay, so it's a write-in vote. That's because I didn't have a campaign. I'll be honest, I don't have the money to run a campaign. But I am a person just like you. Mow our grass. Our caviar is watching our kids ride their bicycles in the yard. Our yacht boat is the house either you're renting or buying or what have you, but it's your home. I'm not bragging about anything. I like the people that's below poverty. at poverty, above poverty, rich. It doesn't matter. I like all kind of people. Doesn't matter about their income. You know, and you ever heard the old saying, how your streets look represents the people in the community? Well, let's clean them up. LeBron James, I think he's up in Cleveland right now, taking abandoned buildings and condemned buildings and things, and he's putting them back to living condition, and he's giving the homeless a place to live, and he's giving people a chance. And that's what I think that we should do. We should give people a chance. You know, get these people out from in front of Walmart, put a city ordinance up. You know, get some social workers, fix up an old school, you know, or an old building that's condemned or empty for years and years until it rots. Don't wait on it to rot. Fix it up. Put social workers in it. Direct these people the right way. Teach them how to spend their money. You know, these city ordinances, people will not be standing there asking every day for your money. The same people day in and day out. I think that the neighboring states should help neighboring states. And when you do that, you got people helping people. Doesn't matter about the color. Everybody's got a name. And one good thing is certain, and that's that we're all human. Everybody's human. It doesn't matter what color you are. We all bleed the same kind of blood. Nobody's got green blood or blue blood. It's all red. Everybody's got bones. Everybody's got organs, etc. So, you know, the racism's got to stop. The media's got to stop with the racism. You know, what's going to happen is that if the protesting of being violent doesn't stop, then you give the president, meaning Obama in this case, you give him the right to declare martial law for the United States. That's where they're calling in National Guards for all states, because there's protesting going on in different states, etc. And what you don't understand, maybe you do, but I don't want to live under no constitution, no freedom, no rights, being told that I got to be in by a certain hour, else I could be shot on sight. You know, who wants that? I don't. And I'm sure you don't. But if you want to be involved, you want to count, you want to matter without a tragic death or something in your family where it's put on national news and you make news that way, it's just devastating the way that people look down upon people because of lack of money, or because he's driving a 1980 car and another person's got a 2016 car, etc. I think that we should start focusing on spending $40,000 when there's fires in California and put them in airplanes, whether they got to keep refueling or what have you. But let's put 20 planes in the air. Let's fly them over one after the other and put the fire out in a day. If you got to refuel with gas and then get more sand and more water, then let it be. Do it. Why? Because it's the United States. It's one of our states, and they're in danger, you know, and we got to help them. You know, don't be like what happened with Katrina down there and took Bush forever to get somebody down there to aid people, telling people that the safest place to go was the football stadium, etc. And women were getting raped there, and people were getting robbed, you know. But if it had been the president or the vice president or somebody in Secretary of State or what have you, they would have been down there within a couple hours' notice. And that's what I want to do for you, is make you just as important as any Democrat, as any Republican, as any person in the office, in any offices in the White House. You know, all people matter. All life matters. You know, we need tougher penalties. We need to be able to identify pedophiles when they're at our schools, or sexual predators when they're in the playground area or they're pulling up. You know, we look over and we see an old guy or an old lady and we think they're picking up their grandkids or something. But if you can identify them by a color of their tag, like we do the DUI and the DWI and the people driving with, while under intoxication, they get yellow tags in Ohio. I don't know how you do it in other states. But we need to make that in all states. And we need to just let the people be more involved. If people got more involved, the government would see that the problem is the government. The problem is the uppy up and richy rich people. When the law's broke, you pay your way out of it. You buy your way out. You don't have to do the consequences and go through everything like everybody else would. That's just a little bit above poverty or below poverty. Everybody should be treated equal. I don't care about the income. I don't care about anything. You got to be treated equal. When you're fair to the people, then the people is fair to the government. But you got to act first. The government's got to involve the people. So if you really want somebody as president that's going to involve you, that's going to shake your hand, that's going to invite you to his Facebook, that's going to continue to talk to you, I don't care if you call my house. I don't care if you call me. I don't care if you get on my Facebook. I like people. I'm not trying to hide from anybody. If I show up to Kings Island or I show up to a golf, I'm not going to make everybody leave because I'm coming. They're not God, but everybody puts everything on hold because certain somebody's coming. Why can't everybody just be somebody to everybody without being famous, without being a movie star, without being rich? And I know that a lot of people that are rich or movie stars or singers or actors, I know you worked hard. I'm not saying you didn't. But when you make it up to that point, don't look down upon the people that aren't, that aren't at your level because they didn't have that talent. But it doesn't make them a bad person. But people need to get along. Everybody needs to quit judging everybody. And it's not just about black lives that matter. It's about all lives that matter. And if I can make president, there ain't going to be no more racism because people's going to get along. And in the Planned Parenthood, you want to know what I think about that? If a little 12 or 13-year-old girl or 7-year-old girl is raped by her dad, her uncle, or grandparent, or whatever, social worker, teacher, just a thief that broke in the night and broke in their window and stole a kid out of the bed or picked them up from coming home from school and threw them in their van. If these kids escape or if these kids are sexually molested or sexually approached and they're carrying somebody's kid, that it's a pedophile or a sexual predator or molester or what have you, that person should have the right within a certain time of the pregnancy to get an abortion. Nobody wants to carry around somebody's baby that they were raped by, especially at 12 or 13 or 14. And I think the age limit should go up to 17. After all, the 18 is the limit of being an adult. So from 17 down, the rest of it, yeah, I'm against it. A 30-year-old and a 50-year-old woman, they have sex and one of them, and she gets pregnant and then she says, well, I don't want to have it because financially we can't do it. Well, you know what? You're stuck with it. Have the baby and adopt it out. But I don't think the same should be for the rape victims and the people that's kidnapped and people that's molested or sexually violated. So I'm telling you people, my name again is Robert Quensel, 2016 presidential candidate. You can find me under Robert on YouTube or on Facebook. Thank you.